isolated, but very nice. And I'm pretty glad I grew up there as well. Just like I moved, I was born in Fort William, and then I moved to Edinburgh with my mum, and I lived there for like 11 years. And then after that, came back to the Highlands with my dad and had my high school years there, and it was really good. And it's a really good place to grow up just because you're outside all the time, you never get bored. It was really good growing up there. Enjoyed it. And coming back, like sort of having two homes as well, like moving to Glasgow and being able to go back, have like both the city and the Highlands is really nice. If you need a break, you can just go home and yeah. Always hear things like Whitney Houston, just like that's the sort of music my mum would listen to, and lots of like 80s classics and things like that. But in the Highlands, I guess, as well as Ceilidh music, just growing up, like going to the hotel or like the pub or something like that, there would just be like always Ceilidh music. And at school as well, it was all like traditional music. It was also like my brother just sort of giving me like all his like CDs and stuff like that, and it would just be things like Block Party, Arctic Monkeys, the Maccabees, and just like stuff like that. But then in high school, I think it was like when YouTube became a thing. I'm not really sure when YouTube became a thing, but I just remember like sitting in IT with my pals just watching like music videos all the time, like Mystery Jets, The Cribs, the Libertines, that kind of stuff. And now I think I think like a lot of my favourite music is from like soundtracks and stuff like that now. I love the Drive soundtrack, that's probably my favourite, and the artists on that are amazing. So my favourite bands at the moment are like Desire, The Chromatics, and then there's this other band called Pure Bathing Culture, which I really like as well. They just put a new album out as well, so I've just been listening to that like non-stop. But yeah, and discovered them because of my friend who heard them on like BBC Radio 6 or something like that at a stupid time of the night. But yeah, so that's like more electronic and drum machines and stuff like that now. So yeah, they're like my favourite bands at the moment. So the song was, Bubble Queen was like the first song I'd written in a long time. I sort of took a break from music maybe when I was in like second year of uni. I don't really know why, just wasn't really, I was sort of playing in bands first and second year, and then after that just took a break from music, and I think I just wasn't really sure what I wanted to do and things like that. And Bubble Queen was written at a time where a close friend of mine passed away, and it was sort of about, I think the lyrics were just like me trying to process what had happened, also just feeling so lucky to have the friends that I had around me at the time. They were just amazing, and I feel like we're sort of all going through the same thing together. So it's like coming from the Highlands, and I sort of moved here when I was like 17 years old. I just feel like my friends are my family in a way here, so yeah, I was just feeling really lucky to have them at a time when I needed them. The song was actually written in my bedroom, just on like, it was the first time I'd sort of ever had to go at Logic before. Just like downloaded that, and I was just like experimenting with all like the synth sounds that were on Logic. So I think like the music came first, and then the lyrics came after that. So it's just like me experimenting, came up with like a little guitar riff, and a close friend of mine came up with one of the other guitar riffs. We were just like sort of playing around with it in my room, and then after that it was like I sent it to Joe. I think I just sent like a sound file to Joe, and I was like, oh, this is what I've got, is it alright to come round and like see what you think of it, kind of thing. and then it's all sort of just like took off from there, and Joe was just sort of like playing a bit of bass to it, and it just all sort of came together, and then after that came the lyrics. So yeah, so I've known Joe for quite a long time. I've sort of known Joe since I was like the age of 15 maybe, and he was the first person to sort of say you should try writing a song, because I'd never done that before. I only knew like how to play covers and things like that, and he was like, you should try and write a song yourself, and yeah, so really I've known him for a long time, and if it wasn't for him I probably wouldn't be doing music now or writing now, so it was really easy to work with Joe. And also he sort of got in contact with me when I went through that quiet period of not like doing any music and things like that, so yeah, he sort of encouraged me to get back into it, and yeah, working with him was really easy, and yeah, I think he just gets what I'm trying to do as well. So you're in my veins, in my blood, on my heart, in my thoughts, yet you're gone. Like for the modern industries, it's like it's required now, you know. It's like the modern day artist really I don't think would succeed without the internet now, so yeah, like I think it's a really powerful tool, because it's a way of getting your music out on different platforms. It's a way of discovering new music and old music as well. I think like the negative part of it is, for me, it's probably having to have like an online presence and keep updating things like on Facebook and Instagram and things like that. But yeah, if it wasn't for the internet, I don't think we'd be able to get things out the same way. I think Spotify playlists as well are really important for new artists as well. Just everybody can, I don't know, it's integral. Tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm... I feel like I'm just really bad at social media, and I don't really know. I think like with social media as well, I think like sometimes you find yourself like comparing yourself to other people a lot, and it's like there's this expectation, but for me I think the best way is just to be yourself. I think I get worried about sharing too much about myself and things like that. Under Your Spell by Desire, because I think like that was I think it was like 5th or 6th year of high school I heard that song, and it's like so like minimal, like the lyrics are like just, there's like, I don't know, a few lines there, but it's just so powerful, and makes me cry. And they're actually playing in Glasgow in October or something like that, so I'm ready for it. I'm ready to cry my eyes out. But yeah, probably that song. It's just, yeah, nostalgia. A heart wrencher.